Hey everyone, it's Matt, and what we're going to be doing today is taking off some of this wallpaper that's in our house that we moved into last year. And so I've done one of the bathrooms here already, and when I stripped the wallpaper out of that bathroom, I was blown away at how easy it was to do that, because the last time I had stripped wallpaper was probably 20 years before that, and it was really difficult to get the wallpaper off. Now, I was younger, less experienced, and perhaps I didn't follow exactly the process that you're supposed to follow when you take it off. So I may have kind of done myself in there, but this time I was careful to actually watch some other videos on how to do it and follow the instructions on the product that I bought to make sure that I did it correctly. And I mean, it was like the wallpaper just melted off. So I wanted to show you that process and how easy it is currently to remove wallpaper. Some of the ease of it may have to do with the quality of the wallpaper itself, as well as the quality of the job that they did when they put the wallpaper on. So you may have a different experience with yours, but I'll show you the right process to use, and then you'll just have to try it out on your own. So I've already got some plastic on my floor just to protect my tile, and I'm going to start up at the top, because the product that you spray on to remove it is going to run down the wall, so you can use less product by having it run down onto the wallpaper toward the bottom if you start at the top. So that's what we're going to do. The way that you prep the wall is with one of these. This is a wallpaper remover. It comes with the little package. I'm going to put a link down below. That's an affiliate link, so I'll make a little bit off of any purchases made through that link. Amazon was actually the cheapest place that I found this package. So I'm going to put a link to that so you can save a little money there. It was actually a good bit more expensive at like Lowe's and Home Depot when I looked it up there. So save yourself some money and pick this up off of Amazon. The thing with this tool is that all you are trying to do is just scratch up the outer layer of this wallpaper. You're not trying to dig into the sheetrock. You're not trying to dig all the way through to the underside of the wallpaper. All you're trying to do is just score that outer layer of the wallpaper. And to do that, you just run it around the wall. I'm not pushing in on it. There's hardly any pressure at all that I'm putting on this. I'm just literally setting it on the wall and then just running it around. So we're gonna move up to the top so I can get that done. So the package I got is this Piranha wallpaper and paste remover. Again, I'm gonna put a link to this down below. It came with this bottle and a sprayer, and then it actually came with two of these. So I'm gonna use both of them, makes it go a little faster, and I'll show you how easy this can be. So again, I'm not putting any real pressure against the wall. I'm just setting it on and just moving it. What you're really looking for is just tearing up that outside layer of the wallpaper. If you put too much pressure and you really start digging in, you're gonna eat into that outside layer of the sheetrock, and you're gonna end up peeling off that outside layer of sheetrock, and you don't want to do that. So light pressure, almost no pressure, and you just run it all over. And I'll give you a shot of what it looks like after you're finished up. You can see the scratches there all over. If you have lighter colored wallpaper, it may, you can see why we're peeling it off, all this disgusting stuff here. If you have lighter colored wallpaper, it may be hard to see. These darker diamonds make it a little easier to see those scratches. But yeah, you just tear up that outside layer. That basically lets the solvent that you're going to be putting on there seep into the wallpaper. The only other tool that you're going to need is a mud knife, sheetrock blade, anything like that. You know, 1.5 to 3 inches, something like that should be fine. And that's just to get it started. You may not need it depending on how your wallpaper comes off, but it's good to have on hand just in case. So the next step, I was going to mix this up. Oh, and I wanted to point out, you may have noticed as I was buffing the wall here that I have all of my light covers, the light switch covers still on. And that is so that the moisture, the liquid, doesn't run into those light switches. The wall's going to be kind of wet and you don't want it running into those boxes. You can take it off afterwards, and the paper that's behind it should peel off very easily, but you can do that in kind of a more controlled environment rather than while you're doing the whole wall. So something to keep in mind, just leave it on as you're starting, and then you can always take it off afterwards. So basically what we're going to do is wet down the wall that you're going to be taking, the wallpaper that you're going to be taking off. I'm going to take off these 2 panels here just for the video, and so that's what I'm going to spray down. Now it will run down the wall, that's why we have our plastic down, and you want to get it pretty wet. Let's see if I can make it more of a spray. There we go. Okay. Wet down the whole wall, all the way down. All right, so once you have that sprayed on, you're gonna let it sit for about 15 minutes. Just let it soak in, let it start dissolving that glue on the back of the wallpaper. Then we're gonna come back in, spray it again, light coat, and then we'll start taking it off. All right, it's been about 10-15 minutes. I've sprayed it again between just to keep it kind of moist. I'll probably put another little coat on it as I'm kind of peeling it off. But first I'm going to just give it a try, see how we're doing. So you're going to take your blade, start at a seam, and just see if it'll start coming off. So I guess we'll need to soak a little bit more. And you really do want to soak this pretty well. As you start to peel it, you're going to see the dry spots, if there are any, if you didn't get it soaked really well. And those spots are still going to be adhering to the back of that wallpaper. So you want to get it pretty soaked. You want it to be pretty wet before you try to peel it off. Now, that's just the face of the wallpaper. You can see there's another layer that's under there, and that's got to come off too. So I wasn't able to, up at the top, you can see where I wasn't able, maybe you can see, I wasn't able to get the scraper that close to the ceiling. So once the outer layer of the wallpaper has peeled off, you can actually go back in and spray that again to peel that part off. But you can see how that outer layer just peels right off. And the underside, where it's wet, will peel off the same way. It's the parts that are dry that are not gonna peel like that. Which is fine, because like I said, you can go back and spray it. Once that outer layer is off, you can go back and really soak that underside, and then it'll peel off just as easy. You can see that where it gets wet, that under layer is just barely hanging onto the wall there. Now, depending on how well you scored your wallpaper, quality of the wallpaper, how wet you got it when you were soaking it, you may have the whole thing come off at once. But like I had to do, the outer layer came off, and then we just have to go back in and peel off the under layer as well. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and finish peeling this, and then I'll show you how we clean up after this is all done. That's got that done. So the next thing that you wanna do once you have the backing and everything off is you wanna get a rag with some clean water and wipe the whole area down just to get the remainder of that glue off of there, as well as the wallpaper remover that you were using to actually take it off. So get you a clean rag and just wipe the whole wall down. If it dries, you may actually want to get some sandpaper and just sand that glue so that it gives you a nice smooth surface to paint or whatever you're going to do with your walls. I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up here while I finish up this bathroom. Thanks for watching. If you haven't yet, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I have other projects that I do around the house. Thanks a lot.